Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of my 12 total add-ons that I think are a must download right away. Without further ado, though, let's jump into this one. So starting off, I wanted to quickly mention, I highly recommend downloading all of your add-ons through Twitch. Twitch is an amazing add-on that goes well with this, for the fact that one, you can download all of the add-ons in one place, but two, you just check it weekly and it has an update all. I have about 35 add-ons, so instead of going back to the websites weekly to see if they've updated, it shows everything on Twitch. One click updates it all. And if you're interested in getting all of my 35 add-ons, I could put it in a compressed file and send it to you. But I'll put in the description the 6 that I'm going to be talking about today. So starting off with number one will be details, and with details, tiny threats. So the reason you need both, tiny threat being a major one, if you ever plan on doing big dungeons or raids, you have to be able to track your threats so you're not pulling off the tank. So it will pop up the numbers of the tank will be the very first one with a percentage, say 120%. And then as you cast abilities, it's going to be like 50%, 55%. You want to always stay under the tank's damage. And then you can add separate screens. So a lot of people will create a second screen of your actual damage. So that's the main portion of details, is you can see how much DPS you're doing. I personally don't care. I don't want to clutter up my screen during a raid. All I'm worried about is my threat. I know I'm doing good damage because I'm a beast warlock, let's be real. But number 2, let's get into number 2. Number 2, classic aura's duration. So there's lots that you can modify with classic auras. Right here, you can hook to the target frame, and I mean it's mainly just like where you want the placement to actually be. So to show you an example of what it actually looks like, so there we go. Sorry, I had to reload it. As you see, it puts the exact timer on top of their toolbar, counting down how long my dots are. This tracker over here is called Nug Running. I went over it in my part 1 series, but I also have the weak auras to be able to show above their toolbar. So I like to track it multiple different ways. Not a must, especially if you have the other one, but why not be able to see it in multiple places? That's how I look at it. Number 3, Bag Brother. So I don't have a whole lot of items here, but if I just throw some up just to show you. So this works with the bank also. So I used to spend a lot of times organizing my bag over and over. Maybe I have OCD, but I like to have things organized. It lets me track everything, especially my bank. I would spend hours organizing it. So Bag Brother 1 puts all of your bags in one big old bag. And then up here, you can click the clean items, which organizes all. So if you have a ton of different items, it would organize it all very nicely in here. I do it all the time for my bank. It puts my shards here. You also can click the search. So if you're searching for a certain item in here that you don't want to look for, great little tool. I use this the search mainly for my bank when I'm trying to gear up for raids. So that's a perfect number 3. So that's Bag Brother. Number 4, Bartender 4. So Bartender 4, you actually have to type in Bartender 4, and it's going to pop up this screen. So you can unlock. It takes a little bit to set up at first. Took me about 10-15 minutes. But this is how I can customize everything. So I moved all my bags, my tools and stuff up in the corner because I don't use it that often. You can move your pet bar. You can have all of your different bars. So if I wanted to change, say bar 8 here. So I like to have these two. These are the only ones I click on. Bar 8, I can come in here. I can change the scale, make it small, make it big. I could change, do I want it in one long row? Do I want it in a block? I like multiple blocks. And then I keep all of my abilities that I don't use very often, as a long bar on the sides, so you can really play around and customize this exactly how you like it. And another cool feature to it is the key bindings. So before you had to, you go in here, you go to key bindings, you have to find it on this long list, figure it out. No longer. So now you can just go key bindings, and now that this screen's up, you just hover over whatever button and you just click what you want it to key bind to. So I could key bind everything in a matter of 30 seconds, so much quicker and accurate. Number 5, I mean, if you already leveled to 60, then you already have this, but this might be a beginner guide for some people just starting WoW, is Questie. Questie is an amazing add-on to help track all of your quest through your great adventure from 1 to 60. So Questie, you can come in and modify the different things, what you want to be shown on the mini map and different trackers, and you could put an exclamation mark over their head, like their nameplate if they're a quest mob. But like when you look on your map, see, like even on my world map, all these little dots, that's telling me like this is where I can go to kill this mob. That's the item I need. And then when you actually finish it, it'll put a yellow mark showing that it's complete. So it's, if you plan on leveling in alt or even higher levels, I still use it. So if I get raid dungeon quest, I still use this to figure it out. Before you had to go Google it and read 30 pages to figure it out. No longer. So simple now. Number 6, Gathermate 2 and Gathermate 2 data. So it's a 2-part add-on, the data portion being very crucial for the fact that it shows you all of the spawn nodes of whatever you're trying to track. So I personally, since I am herbalism, I like to track and go hunting for Black Lotus, which I made a guide for each area. But what's nice is the data portion, even if you've never found that node in that location, it actually puts its little marker here. So as an example with Black Lotus, there's 10 different spawn locations. I never got a Black Lotus in every single spot, but it's showing me exactly where they are. And you can actually go in and modify it to whatever your liking is. So you can turn, if you plan on doing fishing for the day, you can turn on whatever fishing you're trying to search for. You can turn on all kind of different herbalism or mining. If you're going for rich thorium, you could turn on the treasure. So depending on what you want, the more you turn on though, the more it clutters the map. As you see, I turn everything off and only want to search for Black Lotus. So I don't want other dots. I want to know exactly where Black Lotus is. But like I said, modify it to whatever you're actually searching for. It's super easy to change in and out if you change your mind later on. But those are my last 6 of the total 12 add-ons I think that are a must. I'll put all of them down in the description, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please think about liking, subscribing, leave a comment below. What I really want to know, my question of the day, is of the 6 add-ons that I just went over, is there any of them that you did not have and that you plan on downloading now?